God, Tom, what a lap that is. What fuel is that with as well? Oh, 20 litres. Fast it is with 52 here. He's put another one in. Fuck's sake. This one's on bridge. Oh no, I'm closing this one. Mercury aggressively tries to overtake me on the main straight, hitting me from the side when I was driving the straight line. I had to lift off and give up the position to not escalate this seamless behaviour. We've closed it. We've given no further action, and you want to give Wolski a warning. But the block one is block turning on me on the main. Ah, but the block one, why was getting big damage. Come on, Matt, move the fucking brake from behind the accelerator. Football. That's what you do. You on the time. Too narrow on corner direction. Don't slightly left it. This is time to it's time to get some excuse me. Excuse me. Sorry, dude. I was just pretty fast. Yeah, that's better. Like, tell that I can take tight. Fucking do it your way, then what's the point of listening to me? I'm only a fucking commentator, just do it your way, you dick. He hadn't even put his video in for these tickets yet, by the way. Vitas is on. He's done that with fuck all in the tank if he's crossed the line. With fuck all in the tank, it literally says 0 litres as he's crossed the line. So he must have been on fumes. Right, jumping into the comms box. Best luck tonight, Ben. Nice and easy. Take your time. He'll come. He'll come. You've got a good gap. Just control your race and what you're doing here. Yeah, it's in your hands, mate. It's in your hands. They've got to beat you by quite the margin. So if they're in front of you, don't worry. Just stay as close to them as you can. Just don't panic and don't. Yeah, you've got it, dude. All right. Best luck, all. Right, shift the mic over. Yeah. Right. You ready? You're not driving, so yeah. Right. Let's go. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the final night of SimPlay Motorsport for Season 10. What a championship it has been for these pro drivers, whether you're in gold or platinum. What a season it's been for the teams of this series as well. 5 drivers can win in that platinum championship. Marinich, Schmidt, Mezin, Vitas and Rook can all take the crown tonight. In gold, it's a 3-horse race. Class, Hibbs and Harris. Harris is away on holiday though, so misses tonight. So will it be joy for him in, I believe, Greece, or will Class be able to ruin that party? And in the Teams Championship, Racing Softs, Balkan Esports and that of BAL Racing are your 3 teams competing for this championship tonight. It's been a long, hard season. 12 weeks, in all fairness, this season has been due to the 2 weeks of disruptions in the studio. But we're finally at the season end with Le Mans Ultimate on the horizon for season number 11 of the to run alongside season number 11 of the Assetto Corsa Competizione Championship. Who will be our brand new champion? One of them 5 drivers have never won a championship here at SimPlay Motorsport, so we will be crowning a brand new champion for the Platinum category, which is obviously the overall champion as well, so we will be crowning that this evening. Who will be the person to take that championship, though? To bring you all the action tonight, it's Tanner Nebo joining me in the commentary box once again. And Tanner, it's been a gruelling season in which one of these 5 drivers in Platinum, one of the 3 in Gold, and one of the 3 teams can possibly come away with the joyous championship to their name at the end of it. We're 5 minutes away. We are expecting 22 cars on the grid for race 2. Overtaker might miss race number 1. He's at the back of the grid. I have received a message recently from Gowan as well. Might be touch and go for the start of race number 1. So we will be then expecting at least 20 drivers, I do believe, on the grid for the first race, as Cairns has just got himself in. So the BMWs look like they're all struggling again tonight. Mike down in 12th place, Matt Wright down in 16th, Jimenez and Cairns yet to settle lap time. Mezin though somehow, and you said it off air just a moment ago, you don't know where he's got that pace from, because you BMW drivers seem to really struggle last night as well, aren't they? Does indeed. So we'll see what will happen as we go across this evening. What should be a fantastic and historic night in SimPlay Motorsport, with many a driver being able to see what they can do and see what they can achieve in this one this evening. Patrick Leger running a one-off livery as well. He has the admins to do so, and he's running a one-off livery for tonight. So we'll see what happens in this race coming up in a few moments' time. And of course, if you are the BAL racing teams, you've got that chance of Harris winning gold, Ben winning platinum, and the team winning the Constructors' Championships. It could be a great night for them two tonight if they can take all the gold. Absolutely crazy. Good evening to Chris in the chat, Wainwright as well as Clawball. Gillies is in there, Neil Broom and Peaceful Stepdad as well. Wainwright saying good luck everyone, congratulations to everyone at SimPlay for another fantastic season. Can't wait to be back on the grid for LMU next season. Chris is saying nice seeing yourself, Matt and Mike at Donington last weekend. Victory Story Cars. It was great to meet you, Chris. And finally I actually get to speak to you, because it was Kelly who did all the talking at Thruxton. So it was nice to meet you face to face for a change, instead of talking over YouTube or over Facebook. It was really good to see. But looking at these lap times, Tanner, so far, we could be in for a really intriguing close night of racing around here, because these times are super close. Yeah. And what I mentioned, Mike Matthews, and the testing he's been doing over the weekend at Donington Park, not only did him and his friend Chris, who came down from up north to Donington, bring a foldable sim rig with Mike's PlayStation and a monitor, and Chris's Logitech G29. Yes, not the same wheel. And Mike was loading his Donington BMW M4 setup and had a bit of a go. And then on the Sunday, went to one of the merchandise stalls, where they have two simulators on the Fanatec setup. And you are in a McLaren 720S, the Evo, I do believe, on a default setup with the buttons not assigned, so you can't change traction control or brake bias or ABS. The traction control was on 6, ABS 6, brake bias was in default as well. Mike went and won £100 to spend at that merchandise stall for setting the fastest lap at Donington Park. So got some momentum with him, I'd say, Tanner, at the moment, because he's taken the glory on Sunday last week. Can he take some glory tonight? It'll be tough for him, but yeah, I'm sure he'll be feeling up to it, and possibly getting ready to get out that BMW. Like I think many a driver throughout Pro and Pro-Am are ready to get rid of that BMW, you included. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. We'll see what happens tonight, though. Let's see if Matt Ratch just gone quickly in Manchester, so he's managed to find 6/10 of a second. A lot of the front runners are sat in the pit lane. Patrick Leger's up to second, currently out on track. We know that Mike and Matt Knight are Comore still out there, Messinio's still out there. Mackenzie's out on track. Not a lot of cars out there at the moment, so we'll see who can do what on race 1 in 15 seconds time for the penultimate race of the season. And as we've said it all week, because we've got Michael Harris in the chat who says, wishing Ben all the best tonight. Gutted not to be there racing, but I know he's more than capable of bringing home both championships. Harris, great to see you there. Make sure you're telling everybody in the hotel to like and subscribe and tune in tonight. I'm expecting 500 viewers active on the live stream tonight, Harris. I'm sure the hotel's busy. 2 years since we've spoke to Chris at Flux. Geez, that is, time has flown, really has. And Sam Williams, good evening, Sam Williams, who says he's looking forward to this. And just got to mention Sam Williams last night. You couldn't have had any more bad luck if you'd have tried. He was so dominant last night. 2 wheel issues that cost him both race wins in what was unfortunate circumstances. Sam was fantastic. So Sam, keep your head up, buddy. I'm sure you'll be back bigger and stronger next season. Indeed. Let's see what would have happened. What will happen in this race tonight. It's going to be tough to call, isn't it? This is really going to be a tough race to commentate on and say who's going to win what. Yeah. Indeed. We're just getting the poll out now for who you think will win this first race. The grid order though for tonight will be Cairns. Should have been alongside McGowan, but it's not. He's not here for this first one. Comore alongside Mike Matthews. Sokolov with Mackenzie. Leger will be alongside that of Patrick, of Schmidt. Mezin from Vitas. Ben Ruck just behind him. Then it's Jimenez, who should have been alongside. Someone should have been alongside Maiger. They're not here either. So it's that driver just after Jimenez and Maiger that is not here at the moment. It should have been Vasic. It is the Lexus that isn't here yet. Gillies is 13th from Matt Wright, Massinio, Cardno, Ramsell, Hibbs, and then Class at the back of the field for this first race. Let's see what happens in this one. If you are selecting that other comment in the chat, please do type in the chat who you think for race 1. Steve Gillies is going Leger. We've had 3 votes. 2 have got 5 now. So 3 have gone the way, I believe, of others. So if you have picked other, please let us know in the chat who you have selected. 1 for Cairns, 1 for Mike Matthews as well. So we'll see what can happen. But Tanner, who's winning this first race in your opinion? Yeah. Patrick Leger running that one off livery. So yeah, let's see what he can do in that Cloud9 car. Like I said, no Vasic, no McGowan, no overtaker at the moment. It's a shame there's a couple of drivers down. Overtaker did say he would miss race 1, so he should be in for race number 2. Yeah, what a season we've got coming up. And if you missed last night the announcement, in fact last night and Tuesday night, if you missed the announcement of both the Le Mans Ultimate calendar for next season, and if you missed the calendar draw for the Pro and Pro-Am Championships next season, don't worry, in qualifying 2 we will cover both of them. Holiday's going well, thanks mate. I know bloody man these dodgy electrics, as Chris had said, that maybe it would have been done if there wasn't electrical problems. And that's very true, because we would have actually been in our off-season. We'd have been in the second week of the off-season had we not had them electrical issues. So, yeah, the season would have been wrapped up 2 weeks ago. But here we are, back end of April to end this season. I'm looking at Sokolov. I think Sokolov could possibly win this first race. But I agree, Comore, if he can get in that lead early over Cairns, could be the man to maybe take that race win. We'll see what happens here, though. 19 cars rounding Donington Park for the penultimate, for the final sprint race of the season. Things are changing next season, even in the Pro and Pro-Am Championships. We'll get to that when we show you the calendar later on But yeah, it's going to be an interesting race. Remember, if you haven't already, hit that thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel if you are new, and the bell to be notified, as well as go down to the description. Please check out our fantastic sponsors. Design Manchester producers of vinyl graphics, laser engraved gifts, mugs, printed clothing and much more, including SimPlay Motorsport merchandise. If you saw any of the t-shirts that we might be wearing for the weekend, beautiful nice polo shirt with the SimPlay logo on as well, great to see. As well as check out our fantastic partner for this season, Big Apple Logistics, who specialise in moving plants, heavy machinery worldwide. So keep your eyes peeled on them. Go over to their Facebook pages and check them out. It's been a fantastic season, and it's coming towards its climax here. Cairns on pole from Comor, though, who lines up right alongside him as we enter to Goddard for that first time. And the expectation of championships, the tensions will be high tonight. Let's put it that way. Tensions will be high. I had a chat with Ben before we went on here, and, you know, he's got it in his control. The difference with Harris isn't here to have it in his control, so we'll see what Class can do. But for the penultimate time tonight and of this season, it's green and go, and it's a pretty even start from the front two. Cairns maybe just edging away a little bit down in towards turn one. Sokolov looking around the outside of Mike Matthews as well. Patrick Leger going three wide. That's Mezzin who's got into the gravel. Patrick Leger off as well. Ben Rudd gets through, so does Vitas. Vitas is looking to try and make a move on Schmidt as side by side goes the Nissan of Mackenzie down with Sokolov. Through the crane of curves, Mackenzie is through. Mike held on to P3, and Mike Matthews already on the attack, looking onto the back of Comor as they come up towards the Schwantz curve and in towards McLean's for the first time. Great getaway from everybody, and Mike Matthews just has a little wiggle there mid-corner. Side by side is the Honda of Gillies with that of Jimenez himself, who has just dropped down the order a little bit. Now the Ford Mustang of Maiger has climbed up there as well. Mezzin's down to 15th at the moment. He's had a nightmare start. Yeah, indeed it is. Down towards the Melbourne hairpin. That's Maiger in the middle, and they still stay three wide. You can stick around the outside of the Melbourne hairpin as Richie Michel taps into the rear of Matt Wright, dropping him down a few places. But Patrick Leger did get two spots there. Mackenzie has a look back in towards Goddard's now. Nothing can be done about it. What's happening with Hibbs and Cardno in the middle of that. Hibbs is slim for this title, so it's kind of gloves off with Greasy Bandits not able to win this Constructors' Championship. They can go racing here. But Hibbs needs a big result to stay involved in this championship fight. Cairns leads from Mike Matthews, Sokolov third, Comor pitted, Leger stayed out, Mackenzie stayed out, so did Maiger and Messinio. Cardno out, Hibbs is out, Wright and Michelle both stayed out as well. So half the field pretty much into the pit lane on that one. Yeah. Well, at the moment, Patrick Leger's still got to deal with Adam Mackenzie and Maiger and Messinio on the back of him. He had the pace in the practice session, but down in towards the Fogarty S as they go for the second time. Leger just gets a poor run compared to Mackenzie there. It was Maiger who got the best run out of the three of them, as that tyre wall that is on the apex of the first chicane comes bouncing back onto the circuit in the background behind Matt Wright there. And in fact, it's laid on the track, but on the outside where no one really goes. Mackenzie, though, still putting that pressure on Patrick Leger. Already in the top three into the pits. No, they're not. In fact, yes, Sokolov is in, and Patrick Leger is also going to bail into the pit lane. So does Cardno. He comes in as well. What about Richie Michel? Or is he just trying to go side by side with Matt Wright? No, he was trying to go side by side. Vitas is trying to attack Schmidt. Ben Rudd behind him. Little bit of a gap between them. And we've got Jimenez with Mezzin right behind him here, trying to do all he can at the moment to stay in front of that silver and black BMW M4 in the brightly lime green and purple bearded racing M4. As here comes Mezzin. Is he going to look into the Melbourne hairpin? No, he does not. Sits nice and patiently behind. Now gets a better exit underneath, but that's still going to give Jimenez the inside for Redgate here. Jimenez chops the nose off there, going to come defensively. No, he's not, because Mezin sticks the nose in, so maybe Jimenez should have held his line where he was, because Mezin makes the move. Jimenez thinks about coming back at him, can't do so. Klaas is a little further back at the moment. Sokolov has come out into the path of Schmidt, and he's gone very wide at turn 1. Oh, and he's tapped Schmidt. Schmidt's gone off with him, and Schmidt's in Vitas, and through goes Ben Rock on Vitas, and it's at the championship potentially decided there. It's going to be a long night, that's for sure, and there's going to be a long night of racing. Hibbs into the pits. Ben Ruck now 2 tenths off the back of Schmidt. He didn't get ahead of Schmidt. And Mezin's now not far off the back of Sokolov and Ben Ruck. And Mezin needs to finish ahead of Ben Ruck to really keep himself in contention. He's not a million miles behind, is Mezin, but he still needs to outscore Ben by a good amount. But that for Vitas puts him to the back of the pack, and potentially with some damage on the car as well. So, well, you hate to see a championship fight possibly ending that way, but sure Vitas is going to try and come back strong with just under 10 minutes remaining. Mackenzie and Maiger still going at it. Mike Matthews, well, that £100 for setting the fastest lap on Sunday's done him some good, because he's got the fastest lap of the race at the moment, and he's within 6 tenths of Kane. So Mike's on a charge at the minute. Further down though, Schmidt with Ben. That is Hibbs coming out the pit lane. Where is Hibbs going to appear? Drivers have to be careful on pit exit. Hibbs has the right of way to rejoin the track, and Hibbs gets the jump over Cardno and Klaas. Quite a comfortable jump as well here. He's put a couple of cars between them, and they're fighting for this championship, don't forget. Vitas, he's got to try and get past the whole entire pack right now. Ben up within half a second of Schmidt. Mackenzie within half a second of Maiger, and Mike Matthews just chips that gap down a little bit more to Kearns here, and you get the feeling Mike's looking racy tonight. I don't blame you. I don't blame you for saying I've done the same thing. Hibbs is having a look on the back of Jimenez here with Gillies, with Cardno, with Klaas. Vitas has dropped off the back a little bit more, saw him off through the chicane, so he's held back a little bit further. Jimenez trying to keep Hibbs at bay for the time being. Trying to do a good job of it as well as Jimenez at the moment. Ben getting closer to Schmidt. Schmidt now has the fastest lap of the race. Mike still seems pretty close to Keynes at this current moment in time. Mackenzie's lost out to Messino somewhere, and he's on the back of him now, so the Nissan, because we've got an American in the chat, in the comms box, he's looking to make another move. Matt Wright, not a million miles behind these, running in 6th place, trying to go longer in his stint so far. Ruck and Schmidt going at it. Schmidt's in this title fight as well, so he'll be looking to try and claw some points back on Ben Ruck. He needs a few more cars between himself and Ben, though. Doesn't get the run through McLean's he'd have wanted. Ben coming into Coppice, just breaks a little earlier, allowing Schmidt to just have that corner. Not trying to push anything too hard. Keynes into the pits. Mike Matthews leads as we hit the halfway stage of it. Maiger second. Messino third from Mackenzie. Matt Wright fourth. Matt Wright will be fifth. Richie Michelle will be up to 6th place. The sunrise is beautiful at Donny. Indeed it is, Chris. You should see it from the tent on a brisk, frosty morning like we did on Sunday morning. It's absolutely gorgeous. Looking over seeing Donington Park, it really is a thing to behold. So Keynes exiting the pits, should be in the lead of this race, because Comore's only coming through the final corner yet. So that should keep Mike within the top 2 at the moment. Yeah, Sokolov. Yeah. God knows lost a place to Klaas in this race. The Klaas moves up one more spot at the moment. And window. We'll keep keeping our eyes on that Gold Championship fight with Harris not here. Crucial for Class to score some good points at the moment. Maybe next year, I think is what Chris was saying there. He's moving the message. I'm sure he can retap that out. Benrook still close to the back of Schmidt. Championships possibly to be will be decided by the end of the night. Could only be decided by race one. We'll wait and see. But Rook's doing everything he needs to at the moment. He's ahead of Mezin and he's ahead of Vitas, who is his two closest rivals. Yeah. Indeed it is. And yeah, definitely tech next year, because real top and tail for sure. A nice spring in the tent as Comore's gaining on the back of Ken, so it'll be interesting to see where Mike Matthews comes out. Through goes Rook and Schmidt. Michelle's still not dropped yet, so where's Jimenez? I think he's going to be on the back of this train, you know, as Class is gaining onto the back of Gillies at this moment. I think, yeah, in fact, he's not even going to be on the back of this pack, because through goes Class, through goes Vitas, and Richie Michelle only now on the move, so Richie Michelle tumbles to the back of the field here. That seemed a long pit stop for Richie Michelle, that did, so down the order he goes. Mackenzie still on the back of Messinio, though. This is for third place at the moment. See, not a net third in terms of the pit stop so far. Schmidt and Benrook still going at it. Mezin on the back of Sokolov, needs to clear him, needs to get onto the back of Benrook and just maybe get past him to pick up a few more points. Class still hounding the back of Gillies in this one as well. And he find a way through. The problem for Class tonight, Tanner, is he's got to be aggressive to score good points, but he doesn't want to get involved in incidences and maybe take himself out and tumble down the order. Yeah. Indeed, Mezin's just got the move done on Sokolov. That puts him up to P number 9 now, and he's only 1.6 seconds off the back of Benrook. Can he gain in time? Leger's got the fastest lap of the race. Hibbs having a look on Jimenez in towards Coppi's corner. Blind entry apex. Hibbs up that inside of Jimenez, and that could help him in this championship. He puts another car between himself and Class, as well as Harris not being here. That'll really help him close up. Matt Wright dropped down behind Cardno in Class as well due to the pit stops. We'll see if Wrighty can gain anything, but a lovely gold fight happening here as Mike Matthews enters into the pit lane. Where is Cairns? Mike yet to go green. Cairns is coming through. He's messed up. Car wouldn't turn off as Mike just thrown away a podium. Then he's just put it in the chat. So is he going to now have lost out on a podium? Here comes Schmidt and Benrook in the background. He dropped his way. Here is Schmidt and Benrook, and Mike drops down to 5th place. What a shame for him. Patrick Leger's on the attack of Sokolov as Mezin's already given a flash of the lights to Mike Matthews to get out the way, basically. But Rook gains a couple more points there. Leger past Sokolov. They just touch a little bit at the top of the Craner curves, and they all stay as they was. Can now Mike get onto the rear of that of Schmidt and Rook with them two fighting? Will Mezin be charging through? Miga leads from Messino from Mackenzie. They've got to pit this lap. You've crossed the start line in the pit, so they're not going to have to... In fact, no, actually, they could pit next time round. Well, Miga's going to box now. Messinio, he looks like he's going to box now as well. And the number 9, Leger. We said him and Sokolov has been involved in a couple of incidents. Well, there we go. Leger is off of the track. Class has also had a mistake. He's dropped behind Cardno and I believe Matt Wright. Yes, he has. Did he get ahead of Patrick Leger, though? No, he did not. So what has happened to Class? Because he is now down in that 17th spot. Richie Michelle being dead last, I do believe. Indeed, he He is, but in fact, no, he's got Gillies with him. So what's happened to Gillies as well? So something's happened, drama already on this race. Well, Keynes now leads from Comore, from Schmidt, then Ruck up into fourth. Mike Matthews is fifth with Mezin and what looks to be Maiger all over the back of him. So Maiger's down in ninth place, I do believe. We'll see as the timing towers update in a moment. Sorry, he's in seventh place. Just wait for the other cars to come through the sectors. I do believe it is Messinio. So Maiger leads in gold. Hibbs is up to ninth. Cordno is up to 11th place. And where is Class? He's in 13th, trying to fight that of Sokolov at the moment. Mackenzie's all over the back of him. Mackenzie looks to get the run on Class, coming through the little kink up towards the Schwantz curve. Nissan's got the inside line for McLean's corner on that right-hander, and Class drops down yet another position. He does not want to be losing too many because he's still got to try and score good to get ahead of Michael Harris in this championship. But as we come to the end of this first race, Kez is hanging on in there. Mezin, drive-through penalty for track limits. That could help out a few of the drivers on the track. Keynes is defensive like mad, coming into the final couple of corners now. Through Goddard, nice and steady goes Keynes. Gets the exit he needs, and it's going to be Keynes to take the race win here. He wins from Comore. Schmidt will take a P3 with Ben Ruck in P4. What a result for Ben Ruck in this one. Mike Matthews a solid P5 with Mezin 6th, but the drive-through penalty has given him 30 seconds, so we'll see where that drops him. Maiger wins in gold from Messinio. Hibbs on the podium as well. Jimenez from Cardno, Matt Wright, Patrick Leger, fastest lap in 13th place, but that might be a promotion for him. Sokolov, Mackenzie, Class down in 16th from Vitas, Richie, Michelle and Gillies down the back of the field. But Mezin there, final lap, drive-through penalty for track limits. Donington Park will bite you if you are a little too greedy, chicane especially. Class scores 38 crucial points in that one, so we'll see what that does. Hibbs is out of the championship running though with that 8th place. He just needed to be a couple of places higher to stay in it. So Hibbs is out of that championship running, so now he can be that rear gunner for his teammates if he needs to be. But what a shame for him. Matt Wright was down in P11. Good result there. Gillies down in 19th. Manavola's not here. Maiger, gold race winner, P6. No Vasic, no Varga, no Decor. Jimenez was he was P9. Good result for Jimenez there, so P9. Right, we will take a very quick break and we will be back with race 2 in just a few moments' time. Don't go anywhere. And we are clear. As if he actually fucking did that, though. I can't believe he's done that. Oh, Constructors is done. Ben and Harris. So where does Class lead? Class needs 12 or better to win the championship. And it's between Vitas, Schmidt and Ben. Ben's pretty much got this wrapped up. There's 20 drivers in, so Ben finished 20th. And Schmidt won. Wouldn't be enough. So if Overtaker gets in, still wouldn't be enough. Yeah. Right, I'm going to go quickly grab my dinner and I'll be back in a second. Oh. I'm back. Let's talk into this. Yeah. You could tell that Honda looked better. The Cairns is a massive preference. Go back with you as well. You have to give me a minute. Yeah, I agree. If you quickly run to the toilet, because I'm not finished my dinner. Quickly run to the toilet, I'll be back. Yeah.
Green light. Go, go, go.
Let's get back on it.
30 seconds. 20 seconds. 10 seconds. 5
So Sokolov lap down in this race. There it is. So he must have had to damage that car as to why he's gone a lap down. But God, it's just no game audio. Bear with me and try and have a look at this one and see what we can sort out. Gotta love technology. And hopefully we can get something back in just a moment. There's right, I'm just going to mute up a second, Tanner. You just talk to what's happening. I'll try and follow you while I just try and get some audio sorted.